Okay, the biggest problem, in fact really the only problem that most people have with their airbrush, is getting it to function properly and consistently, and they have a lot of headaches from that, a lot of stress, and that can frustrate them. We want to get you past that, and I think we can do that pretty quickly and easily here. There's a slightly better than 99.9% chance that any problem you're having simply result from not cleaning it properly and thoroughly and repeatedly during use and properly setting the needle. We can fix all that in a real short, quick, sweet video here, so sit back and enjoy.
Okay, this is the Iwata airbrush, standard airbrush. Most of them are going to be about the same. One of the most important things you need to know is you need to clean it repeatedly while you're painting, not just afterwards. You're going to start having problems. That's what this video is about. I get a lot of emails from people who are painting and they start having problems with spatter and spitting and so forth. And what that is residue building up in there. The most important aspect of that is this chuck here and the needle. Now, as you can see, I don't have my rear bumper on here, my rear back plate. I don't use that, it's just in my way. What I need to be able to do and you need to be able to do is this. Before I go to paint, before I put paint in here, I'm going to make sure that everything is seated properly. So I'm going to loosen this, pull the needle back. Tighten this down, then tighten this down, then, and only then, set the needle and chuck it down. If you do it any other way, you're going to have a problem. For instance, if I set the needle and then tighten this down, I've got the needle up into the nozzle and I'm tightening the nozzle down, it's going to bend it or impinge it in some way or another. So, again, do it this way. Make sure your needle's loose and back. Tighten the nozzle. Tighten the core. Then set. Chuck down your needle. And everything will go just fine. Now, you do that every time you clean, and you want to clean every time you change paint. Sometimes even while you're using a particular color, because the residue will build up in there a lot. Now, when I'm not painting and I just want to set the gun down for a while, what I'll do is I'll loosen this chuck and pull the needle back so that it's no longer exposed. Tighten it down, and then there's nothing up here to get banged on. Then set it down. To clean it though, I've got a bucket of water here, so when I'm using either the Createx or the Auto Air water-based paints, which are fine for indoor murals and great for doing practice work, I then just take this, dunk it down in a bucket of water, and use that to help clean that out. And while I'm doing that, here's what I do. Loosen the nut, pull the needle out. Careful, this trigger can come out. You'll have to put that back in, which is okay. You should practice doing that. Pull this needle out, wipe it off real good, and then I'll reinsert the needle, chuck it down. Then, for cleaner, just use regular window cleaner. It works great to get it a little bit cleaner. The water is great. It will clean up a lot of the general stuff, but this works to clean up a lot more of the specific stuff. And you shoot some water, the cleaner through there, run it in the water a little bit more, dump it out. Make sure you seat that real good, and you're good to go. Do that every time you're changing colors, or even after a few minutes of using any one color. You'll start to build up residue in there, and you'll need to do that cleaning. And that'll save you a lot of headaches. All these emails I'm getting about problems people are having, that's it. If you keep cleaning your gun throughout the process of painting, you won't have 99% of the problems you're having. Now, as I said, the Auto Air and the Createx, these are water-based paints, and they're great for doing indoor art murals. The Createx is great for t-shirts, and they're great for doing practice work. But on any real good work, like a car or motorcycle tank, anything that's going to be outside exposed to the sun, you need to use a urethane, because the Auto Airs in particular, and in particular the candy colors in Auto Airs, will fade too quickly in the sun, and you'll have unhappy, very unhappy people. So I use these. These are exotic brand urethanes. They're great. Highly recommend them. To clean these, you just run a little bit of reducer through there. And you can also use acetone as well. And again, you want to clean frequently as you're using it. Don't just think you can get by with cleaning at the end of the day. You've got to clean every time you're doing this. But if you keep doing this cleaning process, you shoot a paint and you go down, clean it out, or using the urethane reducer, do this, unchuck this, pull this out, wipe it off real good with either your fingers or a rag or a paper towel. Reset the needle. And also the Windex. Again, the Windex for the auto air and Createx, use water and Windex. For the urethanes, use a urethane thinner and also acetone as well. Clean it repeatedly and reset that needle right. And again, loosen that needle, pull it back, tighten this if it needs to be tightened then, and only then. And then, once you know that's tight, set that good, and you're good to go.